When it comes to painter's tapes, there are aisles full of them, but we want to find out which one works best. The least expensive, the mid-range, or the high range. Stick around and I'll share it with you. So when you walk in that paint aisle and you're looking at the tape, it is literally overwhelming. Even for me, I have to literally pay attention. Okay, this one's this, that one's that one's this. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to how much money do you want to spend and does it work? So let's talk about those. What we've got is we're starting out with the most generic painter's tape, specifically painter's tape. They have crepe texture. They are in the range of $3 to $5. In the mid-range, we've got what most companies call multi-surface tape, which means that they will adhere to multiple surfaces. You can leave them behind for a few days without them having bad bonding adhesion, which means they don't leave the adhesive behind. And then on the higher end tape, the first thing you're going to notice is that it's very smooth and it adheres to anything, but it won't damage, which is why it's called delicate surfaces. You can take it off, leave it on, and it will not leave that adhesive bonding behind. So what we're going to do is we're going to test them all. We're going to see which one works, and then you can decide which one you want to buy. So this is what we're going to do to test these out. We're going to pull twice, which means I'm going to pull one half when the paint is still kind of moist and damp, and then I'm going to let the other half dry completely, and then we're going to pull the tape, and we'll have a full range of the tape, how it works, does it bleed, doesn't bleed, how easy is it to pull it off, and I'm having a really hard time talking, so I better get to painting. All right, so when it comes to pulling the tape, there's a couple of things you want to do. You either want to get it while it's still sort of wet and tacky, or when it's completely dry. And then the second thing is you want to grab a corner and pull at a 45-degree angle so it snaps and breaks off nice and cleanly. Let's try the bottom half while it's still tacky and wet. So we pulled the tape while the paint was still tacky and damp. Now here's the secret. The secret is that on the left side of all of them, I painted the base coat before painting over it. That seals in that texture and gives us a nice clean line. So we've got the low range in the price point. We've got a really nice crisp line with this one. And with this one, we've got a little bit of bleed on this side. We're gonna move on to the mid-range. On the mid-range, on the first one, got a little bit of bleed at the top on the left-hand side, and on this one right here, a little bit of bleed at the top. Again, nice and crisp on the left. And on this one, I'm surprised, but mid-range blue, we've got a little bit of bleed. Now remember, if it has a texture, it has a higher likelihood of bleeding underneath wherever that texture may be, even if we pressed it down nice and tight with a credit card or a spoon would work. Now we're moving on to the higher end tape, which is that delicate surfaces stuff. Now, I'm really surprised, like really surprised, that on this one, we've got a bleed along the edge. On the next one, delicate surfaces, smooth texture, but a pretty significant bleed on the right side. And then on this one, slight bleed through, but bleeding through nonetheless, and nice and crisp. And then on this one, which is another expensive one, this one does have a significant amount of texture. We'd have more bleed through, so that doesn't surprise me. So looking at all of them, the low range, the mid range, the higher range price point on the tapes, honestly, I could pick out one or two in each of these sections that actually did well. But the bottom line is that also within the mid range and the high range, there are some that bled through. I believe it has to do with the texture, but also the insurance was that all of them worked along the left-hand side because that's the side that we applied the base coat before applying the top coat. So, is it the tape or is it the technique? We're going to wait till this dries and then we'll find out for sure on the second section. All right, so now everything's dry, which is the second stage at which you can pull the tape. Same technique, we're going to pull at a 45. Let's see how it does. All right, surprisingly, the dry end on all of the tapes did not perform as well as when you pull the tape while it's still damp. But surprisingly as well, one of these two low-end price point tapes actually did really well. And on the mid-range, again, on the top, we had bleed. And on the bottom of two of these, we did well. One of them bled. And then on the higher end, again, this one performed really well on top and bottom, so it doesn't matter when you pull the tape. On this one, there is a difference. You still got bleed, bleed, there's a little bit of bleed and bleed. So there you have it. We've pulled the tape wet, we've pulled the tape dry. Some of them have performed well, some of them not so well, but the true secret and the true consistency in making all of the tape work is in the technique of sealing that edge with the base coat before and then applying your top coat. That just seals that edge so that nothing's bleeding through, and doesn't matter if you've got the less expensive, the mid-range, or the higher range tape, you're always going to get a nice crisp line based on technique. So to answer the question, does the low end perform as well as the high and the mid-range? Yes.